Hey, it's Lauren Rose. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you so much. Special extra thank you to those who are subscribers. By subscribing, lets YouTube know you want to hear more about this content, and it helps other people who may not know about this channel find out what we're talking about here. Today we're going to be talking about releasing to God. This is something that I've had to do this week, and I think we'll continue working on this until our time is here done on earth. So I'm sure, excuse me, many of you have had past experiences where you've had trauma or emotions, or even sometimes will hold on to items from old relationships, items from old places of ours that were favorites of ours, and we'll hold on to these things in our bodies. And what happens is our bodies become like storage crates that hold this baggage, and our bodies are not meant to hold this baggage. In the year, I've even heard of someone who lived through the Great Depression. I think this was I was talking to someone, this was either her great grandmother or whatever it was. Point is, she still had held on to every single tin foil pan. You all know those foil pans that you get maybe from a carryout place. And people like that, I would call them pack rats. But this is because they've lived through such a traumatic experience where they understand that could, nationwide catastrophe could occur where not even your neighbors are able to help you because everyone's just so destitute. So in the year 2008, the National Institutes of Health, NIH, they did a study. And in this study, excuse me, they found out that 90 to 95% of cancer was related to or stemmed from environmental factors. Only 5 to 10% were due to genes. I'll say that number again. 90 to 95% of cancer, these cancer deaths that they studied, were due to environmental factors. And I will link that study below. And so this article goes on to tell you some things you can do to prevent cancer, such as not smoke, limit your meat consumption, and exercise, things of that nature. This is really important. I'll actually tell you about a story that I had, a personal story dealing with environmental factor. In the year 2019, I went to New Orleans for my sister's bachelorette party. It was, a mini bachelorette week trip, sort of thing. So, the first night or after sleeping from the first day, I woke up and I had a scratchy throat and it was really hard to breathe. And so I'm thinking, maybe this is just, I don't know, some sickness trying to come on me or something to that effect. But then someone else said, oh, it's probably the air because she was having issues as well. And I heard another person having issues as well. And I said, well, if all of us are having these issues, it's not just me. Come to find out after we did a tour later that there are condemned houses and buildings that are still standing. They're obviously in dilapidated state, but from the 2005 Hurricane Katrina. I'll see if I can find an image, but basically these buildings are standing and they have X's marked across them. So instead of tearing down these buildings, I believe because they're still standing, this toxin is being released into the air. I even spoke with someone recently who moved to New Orleans last year. He came back into town for a visit in the DMV, and he said, oh, for those who are new to the channel, DMV stands for DC, Maryland, Virginia. I live in the state of Maryland. And he said it took him over more than 2 months to get used to the air. He had trouble sleeping at night because he had moved from Maryland to New Orleans. So I do believe that people who are born there, who lived through Hurricane Katrina, they are used to that air, but the rest of us, we're not. And so you'll notice the difference, unless you come from a place that also has terrible air quality, you'll notice the difference. I'm getting back to releasing. Uh, Jesus, I just want to talk about those environmental factors for a minute. So Jesus tells us that we are to take our burdens and give them to him and take his burden. He gives us that invitation in Matthew chapter 11, let me see, what verse is it? Verse, verse 28 through 30. And so he fulfilled the Mosaic law and gave us two laws to follow in Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 40. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. First Peter chapter 5, verse 7 says, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. So releasing God may seem like a hard, impossible thing, but it's actually doable. However, the tricky or more difficult part is when it comes to you not picking up the care again. So I'm going to give you 4 steps in how to do that. Okay, so step number 1 is you start off by telling God in prayer that you're giving the situation to him to handle. Step 2 is you ask God if there is any part that you can take, a role that you can partake in the solution being provided to the problem. Step 3 is that whatever that problem comes to you through worry or anxiety, you tell that problem that, okay, you're not my problem anymore. I'm giving it to God. God will handle it. Go talk to God about it. Step 4 is to rest peacefully at night. So let's do a quick example. Let's say that you have a tuition bill due for your child's nursery. Let's say the bill is $2,000. Okay, and let's say the $2,000 is due by Friday. So step 1, tell God about the problem. So in prayer, you're telling God, okay, Lord, I have this $2,000 nursery bill. And that's that. And help me to, or I want you to handle this $2,000 nursery bill because my child is just on loan to me. But you are, you know, if it's a girl or boy, you are his or her father, and provision was already provided for. And so show me where to I'm just giving this problem to you, this $2,000 nursery bill. Step 2 is you're to ask God of your involvement. Okay, Lord, do I need to speak to someone? Is there some money that I can move around? Is someone that is there a place that I need to go for me to get this $2,000? If there's something that I'm doing that's holding up the process, please let me know. Step 3, anytime that $2,000, you get the email reminder, you get a phone call, you get a text message about this $2,000, you just say to the $2,000 bill, you are the Lord's problem, you're not my problem, go talk to the Lord about it. Okay, now step 4 was to sleep peacefully. So instead of thinking about the $2,000, thinking about the $2,000, oh, today is Thursday, thinking about the $2,000, oh, today is Friday, thinking about the $2,000, oh, today is Saturday, think about the $2,000. Okay, no, before you go to bed, either have some tea, do something that relaxes you, listen to relaxing music. For me, coffee wakes me up, so I wouldn't drink coffee before bed, but I can drink tea and it relaxes me before bed. So maybe it's a different routine to help you be calm as you're going off to sleep, because you need to go to sleep in a peaceful state, not in an anxious state. So if you do those 4 things, that will help you release your care to God. Now, there's a scripture that you can meditate on, which is Psalms chapter 62, verse 8. And it says, trust in him at all times, ye people, pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. So there's this app. I don't know if you can see my phone. Let me see if I can. And it's called the Parrot app, Parrot. Let me see. Now mine I have on here that you have to put in a passcode to see the recordings. You can set that up. I don't know how you do it. I just did on accident one day. But you can see all these recordings I have, and you can pin your favorite one to the top. And what you do is, as you press play, it will continue to play, and it will continue to play until you pause it or until your phone goes some sort of long sleep state. So that's an app you can use to continue playing that scripture as you're going off to sleep at night. I hope this video was helpful, and if so, just comment and share what was helpful for you, and I look forward to see you next week. Bye-bye.